another episode of Business Beat with me, Odette. So, in the business of business, marketing is at the core. And then, of course, there's this thing called CSI, corporate social investment. Is it really charity, or is it just another way for a brand to do marketing? With me today is the marketing director of KFC, who's going to talk to us a little bit about adding hope and why consumers are buying hope and not chicken. Suhayl, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Odette.
I read recently, and I've always been a fan of this particular case study, about the Add Hope campaign or initiative, really. It's not a campaign anymore.
Yeah.
When it was launched many, many years ago,
Yeah.
it was a CSI campaign
Yeah.
that turned into an initiative
Yeah,
that actually changed human behavior
absolutely.
because consumers are now choosing to add charity to their purchase.
Yeah.
Talk to us about why this is so fundamental for a brand.
I think Add Hope was born out of a sincere intent, and I
Right.
think why it's important is your intention. So purpose is driven by a singular, sincere intent to do good and make a difference in the world. So Add Hope was born out of the intent to make a difference in the lives of South African children by providing them with nutritious meals so that they can learn, they can grow, they can thrive. And the mechanic is very simple. Customers contribute 2 Rand, KFC contributes an amount of money, and I'll be very clear as to how much we contribute. We contribute a third of what customers contribute. And through this, since 2009, together we have raised over 750 million Rand, providing 360 million meals, working through an organized network of 140 non-profit organizations, and on a daily basis through 2,200 feeding centers, we are feeding 150,000 kids daily.
That is astronomical when you start counting the numbers and looking at the reach of what was a CSI campaign that really has changed human behavior. Everybody thinks that when you're a charity, you need to stand hand in cap and you need to ask and take what you get. What you've managed to do is get consumers to participate and to make the decision to support a really good cause. So changing human behavior using clever marketing is really the core of marketing, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think for us, the insight was very clear. Everybody wants to do good in some form, but often it's too complex, often it's too difficult, often you actually don't know how to do good. So for us, the thinking was to simplify doing good for customers. But at the same time, there was some more thinking around that transaction. So when you walk into a KFC restaurant and the team member asks you, would you like to add 2 Rand? The thinking was for it to influence a conversation between 2 people about child hunger. We need more awareness about the reality of the situation on the ground. 3 million South African children go hungry every single day.
So when you say you're adding hope, you are really adding hope for us as a nation, because the next generation of people coming will stand a chance because they'll have a solid education. They'll have a solid education because they were able to listen in class and they weren't hangry like me when I don't eat.
Absolutely. And I think, it's with that education, for us, our commitment is to do that externally as well as internally. But we're trying our utmost to really influence our team members to be the Add Hope ambassadors and be essentially an Add Hope love army for us.
What is your advice to big brands out there, to small brands out there, in terms of becoming a brand with purpose, doing meaningful work?
You have to make a sincere intention to make a change in the world, to do some good in the world. Now, the challenge that marketers face in the industry is that we work for organizations that were born for profit. So you have to actually put purpose before profit. You have to.
It's like swearing.
Exactly. You have to put purpose before profit, and that requires courage. And my advice would be to marketers who are given the responsibility of doing good with their brands is to stand up in the boardrooms and always make sure that you're putting effort behind the purpose and not the marketing of the purpose.
How do you then get corporates to understand the role and importance of marketing, but most importantly to understand the purpose-driven marketing that you're trying to achieve when you start talking about purpose and passion before profit?
The marketer's job is very simple, is to be the consumer's voice.
Okay.
Each and every single time. That is what you need to do. You are not representing any other function. You're not representing your organization. You're not representing your brand. You're actually representing the consumer. So that's where it starts. When it comes to purpose, I think the reality is that many stakeholders think of purpose as a means to an end, for better brand metrics, better brand resonance, and ultimately brand loyalty. I think what CMOs, what marketing directors really need to do is to put purpose and that sincere intention I spoke about first, every single time.
David Ogilvy said it best, right? The consumer is not a moron.
Yeah.
The consumer is your wife.
Yes.
And
They will see through it. They will see through it. Yeah.
They will see through whether or not you are passionate, whether or not you are sincere, whether or not you believe what you're selling.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier when you're passionate about something to do more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think if you understand that intrinsic in human behavior, it unlocks the charitable side of things, of every person, no matter how hard pressed you are.
Yeah.
You do still feel like, I want to do good. I do want to be that person who gives back.
It's hard, right? Because like I said, vast majority of organizations are born for profit.
Yes.
So you're expected to spend those 7-8 hours a day driving commercial sales and driving profit. However, if you really want to make a difference with purpose, purpose has to be at the center of your organization's strategies. Purpose cannot be a side gig. It cannot be a side gig. It has to be at the core of what you do. And that's why I'm very passionate about the impact that AdHope makes, because we're all super passionate about feeding hungry kids. It's as simple as that.
So to close, give us a golden nugget for an entrepreneur who's passionate about his business and doesn't necessarily have the reach or the resource of a big brand to take his brand or his company or his business from success to significance.
I won't say anything different besides start with a sincere intention to make a difference in the world. Look beyond profit. Put purpose before profit, and profit will follow.
It's been wonderful chatting to you. It's been very insightful. I've had an education. And it's so nice to speak to like-minded people, you know, who are really passionate about the things that mean something in the world. And yes, of course, we're all capitalists at heart. If you're in business, you've got to make money, or else,
it is what it is,
you can't pay the bills. But it's really, really good to know that you can be a brand that is successful, that is significant, that is also full of passion and purpose, and really, really adding hope. Well, there you have it, folks. What more can I say? Add hope.